Today, guys, I'm going to go over a dating app experience about when to leave a woman on red. This is for when you're dealing with women and you're trying to meet with them for the first time, and you need to have some boundaries and learn when is it okay to just stop messaging them. Don't give them any explanation and just move on with your life. You need to learn how to save time dealing with women. And this is going to be a true story. I'll show you some screenshots of some of the interactions between me and this person. And also I'll explain at what point do you decide that you need to just leave this person on red and don't worry about them anymore. Okay, to start off, I met this woman on Bumble, and as I got her number fairly quickly and we started moving over to text. As we started to text, I made sure to keep the text messages playful and a little bit intimate, so that way she understands that we are moving towards the end goal of being intimate. I'll see if I can find some that I can give you an example. As you can see on the screenshot here, this is about the second night that I'm texting her. I'm focused on getting to the meetup because you do not want to spend a lot of time just texting these girls as if they're your pen pal. Remember, I met her on the dating app, got her phone number. The only next step is meeting up, not texting all the time, not talking on the phone all the time. It is, when do I see you? Make sure you're not a catfish. Make sure you're not ugly. Make sure there's chemistry. So she's texting me and she asked to see a photo. The photo, I'm not going to send that. Why would I send that? First, I have not met you. Second, I don't even do that. I don't do that for anybody. And I advise you guys to not really send those type of photos to women. Women usually will show your photos off to somebody. So even if you do have something impressive to show off, always keep in mind that your pictures can probably float around. And most of the time, it's really not a good thing. So do not send these types of photos to women. And I know guys are going to argue about that. I just don't recommend it. So I go ahead and decline and say, look, you can see whatever you want to see when we meet up. You have to be very firm and you have to navigate the situation at all times. Don't let a woman start dictating which direction all of your interactions are going to go in the beginning. That is going to be an indicator of that's what's going to happen eventually if you two carried on with a relationship later on. Most guys miss these signs. And because you're trying to get with the woman, you're trying to sleep with her, you do whatever you think you need to do to get to her. And that is incorrect. The things that you need to do is guide the situation. Make sure she's following the steps that you laid out for how things are going to go. And then if it's early interactions like this, day 1, day 2, you're not getting that cooperation on the level you feel is right, you're going to have to move on. So the next day comes up and we're carrying on a normal conversation. She hits me up first and she's trying to have normal conversation. I entertain it and she's asking, what did I do for today or over the weekend? And I sent her a photo showing her where I was over the weekend. This is to let her know that I do have a life where I'm doing something. I have experiences that I think are cool and I want to share them with you. And it gives her an opportunity to look ahead and say, these are possibilities of things I could be doing with this guy if I was with him. So I send her the picture where I found this waterfall at a park, and you can see her response. Women love waterfalls. So she's like, oh wow, the waterfall. And then she gives me a compliment on my looks. From here, I end up trying to figure out more about when are we actually meeting up though? Because that's the bottom line. Like, this conversation stuff, this is cool, but that's more so for when we are in a relationship or if we are in a relationship or building one. At this point, since we have not met, I don't know if I even want to build a relationship with you. So you got to keep that in mind if you are using dating apps or however you're meeting up with women. If you have not spent a lot of time in front of them, you mostly want to prioritize that first to know if this is even a person you want to invest time and energy into. All right. And then as you start to figure that out, you can put more energy into them and you can talk a little bit more about your day if that's what you care about. I'm sure most men don't really care about that. And so now, since I have other things I need to put on my schedule and I see that she's not meeting up, I'm getting prepared in my mind to move on from this woman. So now we're going to go to the finale of what happened between me and her interaction. Here's the start of when I was done. As you can see on the screenshot, the good news is you can see that we have a date planned. She scheduled Wednesday with me. Scheduled Wednesday to meet up. But also you can see, even though she's planning to meet up with me, for some reason, she's begging me to get a photo. Very strange, because I've never dealt with that. A woman actually begging. She already knows what my body looks like as far as like my abs and my chest. So I'm guessing she's trying to put the whole fantasy together. But at this point, it's just like, we're adults. Just meet up. She only lived about she lived about 30 minutes away from me at the most. I think it was between 20 and 30 minutes. So it's like, it's not that hard. We just pull up and let's meet. So I'm not entertaining this because you can see, I tell her, look, yeah, you can see when we meet up. Once again, staying firm. It's like, why would I do all this just because? Is it like some kind of manipulation tactic where you need me to do something specific before we meet? That's BS. If you're interested, you're interested. And you got to keep that in mind with women. If they're really interested in you, they're just going to try to meet up with you. And so that's where you see her message here at the bottom, where she says she needs an incentive to meet up. This is when I realized she's not as interested as I thought. So let's go ahead and just end this. Here's the final message between me and her. So she says she needs the incentive to see me. I say, if you're not interested, then that's fine. We just won't meet. So then she sends a bunch of messages saying that she does want to meet, but she just needs this, this, and this. She just needs to see the goods first. And I just feel like this is dumb. And yes, I know you guys might judge the situation differently. That's because you might be more desperate. I don't know. I don't know your situation, but if I have choices of dealing with women who would make it much easier for me than this, why would I even bother? That's the whole point. And yes, it does sound like it's a guaranteed smash, but I don't care. I don't care if it seems like you're too much wanting things to go exactly your way to deal with me. I can't do it. And this is something for you guys. You can take this story and use it however you want. Think about it however you want. If you were this guy that got desperate and decided to just do what she says in order to see her, I can tell you right now, over time, that situation probably doesn't end good for you. Over time, she's probably going to be the one in control of the relationship. She's going to be the one with the power most of the time over you in those situations. Could it have possibly turned out well where I sent her the photo, smash her, and boom, she falls in love with me? Possibly. But at the same time, since I have the option to choose more women that just follow along with what I'm saying and what I'm doing and meet up faster than her, this was about almost 1 week of speaking to her. Way too long. Even though she said she planned a date, she said she was going to meet, don't have time for it, guys. And I hope that from watching this, you learn to just leave them on red, just like I did with this woman. She sent her a long message. I never texted her back since then. And that's what you got to learn to do. Don't give explanations. If you're going to leave somebody on red, if you can't deal with them, don't tell them that you're done dealing with them. Just stop dealing with them. If it gets to a point where you have to explain to them, you can, but keep it very brief, keep it short. Don't give long-winded explanations. In this case, you can see I technically was right about this woman. She sent that long message. I did not respond, and she never sent another message.